This week on the Ridgeway Review with Ithuriel starts right now.
Governor Matrix compares himself to O.J. Simpson. Governor Matrix and the Attorney General clash in a heated argument overnight. An exclusive interview with Lieutenant Governor Mandatory Morale on his indictment. An indicted governor, adjutant general, and brigadier general on felony counts of official misconduct and conspiracy to commit a crime. Former Senator Battalion Gavin and Sheriff Daniel Reagan face off for Ridgeway County Sheriff.
And now, live from the Palmer Times studio in Palmer Ridgeway, it's the Ridgeway Review, hosted by Ithuriel.
All right. Hello, my name is Ithuriel, and you're watching the Ridgeway Review on the Palmer Times. Last night, Governor Matrix and Attorney General Tyke had a clash last night in government updates in Ridgeway. Governor Matrix pinged every single resident in the state of Ridgeway Discord server quoting O.J. Simpson, who is a convicted felon. Governor Matrix is claiming he's being indicted with a political motivation. However, as far as we are aware, Attorney General Tyke had absolutely nothing to do with those indictments. Attorney General Tyke said, "You had access to the evidence the same as I, and so rate the indictment the same as I. You're a one-trick pony. All you know how to do is twist facts. See you in court." Governor Matrix responded by saying, "Your dog shit information is what got us there, and your corrupted special counsel investigation is why we're here right now." Guys, first off, this is not what we use official government channels for. Government updates is supposed to be used for applications, elections, and important information regarding the government. Matrix OC had zero reasons whatsoever to ping thousands of residents over his opinions. As for Attorney General Tyke, it wasn't wise of him to even engage with someone willing to ping every single resident over his prosecution. The actions of Governor Matrix and Attorney General Tyke were inappropriate. Now we have Lieutenant Governor Mandatory Morale to give more opinions on what's happening in Ridgeway's political environment. Good evening, Lieutenant Governor. How have you been so far today?
I've actually been great. How have you been?
I've been doing awesome. And I know you're just now coming from a Senate session a few minutes ago. How'd that go?
There was no Senate session.
Timbo, we gotta cut that out.
So, on March 12th, a grand jury indicted you on charges of obstruction of justice and failure to comply. You claim this is to be a political prosecution, even with a grand jury indicting you? Why?
Well, first of all, I'd like to talk about the concept of a grand jury themselves. So, the concept of a grand jury themselves, it's meant to be the shield of the people against unjust political persecution, right? That's the concept of the grand jury itself. But in recent times, grand juries have been nothing but essentially just rubber stampers for prosecutors, right? So they basically just judge on what the prosecutor provides. Their entire source of legal information, entire source of aid is all the prosecutor. They only rely on what the prosecutor gives them. It's honestly a farce. And you can see by their track record, grand juries in the state of Ridgeway almost never return anything except a true bill of indictment. It's essentially just a process of rubber stamping for prosecutors, right? They see what the prosecutor sends it, they rubber stamp it, and they hand it off to someone else. Second of all, just because the grand jury is the one that indicts, it doesn't mean that the prosecutors don't have full discretion on what they bring up, right? So it is Ryan J. Syndicate, who I won and defeated in the gubernatorial election, and Techie, who I lost from one vote in the attorney general election, which were the people spearheading this prosecution against me, right? So at the end of the day, no matter what the grand jury does, the people that bring the charges and the people that prosecute the charges are people with political bias against me, and are people who push these charges through, even though historically in the state of Ridgeway, every single matter of exit search compliance has been handled by administrative court. So the reason, tying back to that, is why I say this is a political persecution, is even though the grand jury process exists, everything outside the grand jury has been politicized and has been done by Attorney General Techie and Ryan J. Syndicate, both political opponents of mine who have demonstrated that they're willing to be crooks, essentially, to get what they want.
So, I got another question for you. Do you think there is a clear and present bias within Infantry Command of RNG?
I couldn't comment on that because as Lieutenant Governor, I'm not directly involved with the operation of the National Guard.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Yep, sure.
All right. And now we move on to the indictment of Governor Matrix Ock, Adjutant General Brandon Love, Brigadier General Royalty Sin. Governor Matrix was indicted with one felony count of conspiracy to commit a crime. Adjutant General Brandon Love was indicted on 3 felony counts of official misconduct, and Brigadier General Royalty Sin was indicted on 2 felony counts of official misconduct. The indictment is a bit long, so I'll give you a summary of what happened. Brandon Love and Royalty Sin ordered Sergeant First Class Joe Stapper and First Sergeant Missy Pro 2 to be placed on administrative leave and then at will from the Ridgeway National Guard, whilst completely disregarding the state law. In summary, Brandon Love and Royalty Sin abused their power, and Governor Matrix was conspiring with Brandon Love and Royalty Sin to have Joe Stapper and Missy Pro at will from the Ridgeway National Guard illegally. All 3 defendants were arraigned on March 12th, and all 3 pled not guilty to all charges. David L. Clark, the lawyer of all 3 defendants, declined to interview with the Palmer Times until Saturday. Away from the indictments, we come to 2004 winter sheriff and attorney general elections. This is the final election since the return of Ridgeway. Right now, both Sheriff Daniel Regan and Attorney General Tyke are running for re-election. Sheriff Daniel Regan is mostly experiencing competition from former Senator Battalion Gavin. While Battalion Gavin has many supporters, it appears as if Daniel Regan has more due to his previous run. Attorney General Tyke is also experiencing competition from Al-Sheikh Cabot. His run is going to be an interesting one, as Senator Impeachment submitted an impeachment inquiry to Tyke. Not to forget that a special counsel appointed by Attorney General Tyke had the governor, lieutenant governor, adjutant general, and brigadier general indicted. We want to end off on a good note by supporting local businesses. This week's business of the week is Green Ridge Cafe. It's a local Palmer business based in the Palmer penthouses. They host shifts almost every day. You can join their Discord server for more information and all content within the Palmer Times Discord server. Thank you for tuning in to Ridgeway Review tonight. Until next week, have a good night.